The French are heading towards a presidential election in just over a month, which looks like one of the tightest finishes in some time, with Nikolas Sarkozy closing the gap on his rival socialist Francois Hollande. Much of the campaigning is about France's handling of the euro crisis. Well, Rene Ricol has been one of President Sarkozy's closest economic advisers and also the author of the 2008 report for the French government on the financial crisis. I spoke to him from Paris just a short time ago. Rene Ricol, welcome to the programme.
Nice to be with you.
Now, I have to ask you first about these terrible killings in France. What is the latest?
The first point is just to recognize that it's a drama, and President Sarkozy decided yesterday night to develop a specific plan with an enormous amount of people working on this and trying to find the guy killing these babies and these people. It's just terrible. But I see that we are putting all the resources, all the needed resources for finding a solution.
Well, to the election campaign now, and you were the hot tip for Nikolas Sarkozy's campaign director. How important is the Merkel-Sarkozy alliance to the president's campaign?
Historically, the link between Germany and France is, if we want to build something new, is always key. And so there is no importance in the campaign. If Mr. Hollande is elected, I hope that Mr. Sarkozy obviously will be elected, but if Mr. Hollande is elected, there is no other way than to have a perfect link, a perfect relationship between France and Germany. So there is no importance in the campaign. I think that probably the only point is that in Germany, people are a little worried about the result of the French elections, but nothing more than that. It's not an issue of campaign. It's an issue of management of the countries and of the Eurozone.
Mr. Sarkozy seems to be going to try and capture far-right votes, calling now for protectionism and tougher border controls. That doesn't sound very pro-European.
I think that you need to properly understand what is the position of President Sarkozy. The position of President Sarkozy is not to put in place some mechanisms of protectionism just for France. If we are able to accept the products coming from Asia, I think that it's just fair enough to consider that Asia has to accept to have products coming from Europe, and we need to apply the same rules. We need also to have a frankly discussion about the balance in terms of currencies between all the parts of the world.
Now, Monsieur Sarkozy's rival, Francois Hollande, wants changes to the ECB's mandate to include growth, and he says he will renegotiate the treaty signed by 25 member states because it will cripple economies. So if he wins, what will happen?
I'm sure that Francois Hollande will never do that, because he has no way for making that. You know, in Europe, and once again, make a difference between Europe and Eurozone. In the Eurozone, we have the same currency. And that's key. So that means that there is a solidarity between these countries, and we can't do nothing against that. So you can't say, I will do that alone if you are coming from France, Germany, Spain, Italy, because you can't do anything without the agreement of the other players. And so the fact to be in the Eurozone, don't let you any ability a right to move.
And Monsieur Sarkozy's plan for a financial transaction tax on French banks seems to smack of populism. Banks will just pass this cost on to customers, won't they? And what will this do to confidence?
No. I do agree with Nikolas Sarkozy when he decided to have a tax on the banks. It's not on the retail operations, it's on the trading operations. And we have just to consider, all of you, that the crisis came first from the financial industry, with people considering that it's normal to get a lot of money, taking no risk, and at the end of the day, letting on the side people who are working day to day with a normal job. So the message of Nikolas Sarkozy is just to say, we don't want to see again this financial crisis, and obviously we do respect the people working in the financial area, but subject to the condition that these people are working for the whole economy and not just for getting money for themselves. So that the signal is sending.
Monsieur Ricol, I think I need to say merci bien et bonne chance.
Your French is just perfect. Thank you very much.